lots of mixed reactions, especially with the presidential broadcast. What's your view about that?
When I mentioned Ojukwu, I was rolling on my bed when I heard that. Which goes to show that we agree that in all, or with all due respect to every single leader that has come to this country, we have seen clearly that the Igbos have been marginalized. There's no doubt about that. But the way the Igbos are going about it is wrong. And one thing I don't like them for, I have a lot of Igbo brothers, those who passed through my father, particularly those who I learned law from. A lot of them were Igbos. Late Bidonu, Mr. Nemeka Amechina, Mr. Edwin Anikwem, and also my dad's son, Mr. Atundu Uguzo. They're all Igbos. And all the time I spent with them closely, there was no discrimination of any sort. What my mom will feed me with is what they'll feed any of these guys with whenever I go around with my dad. But this issue of Biafra is a threat to our territorial integrity. And I believe every Igbo man should go and listen to all the speeches about Ojukwu, the man who I believe successfully gave Biafra a form. And they should follow everything. That will give them the summary of what Biafra was and what it should no longer be. We are all Nigerian now. We should all stick together as Nigerian. Let all the old Igbo leaders, the selfish ones now calling for restructuring, first come and tell us what they did for the Igbos. If you go to Igbo land now, there's a lot of, how will I put it, rape on the society. There's nothing in that place. Meanwhile, you find in the southwest, in the north, in Abuja, a lot of Igbo industrialists who have made billions of money. None of them have decided to go back home to invest. The only ones who are back home are the literate, with all due respect, the Inewi traders, Onitsha traders, who have made a lot of money. But those ones, they have a limited scope as to what you can do with industry, how you can make people gainfully employed. But those who are intelligent, once they get what they want, they forget the rest. So our advice, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, who I look at as a brother, I understand his agitations, but he should change his view. Don't go endangering the lives of these people, because anything Biafra goes against Nigeria. And first and foremost, Nnamdi Kanu is a Nigerian before a Biafran. Second of all, he should form himself into little groups. Young people, go to the government. This is what we need in this place. We have been marginalized, we have been this, we have been that, because the leaders have not done it for them. Even Chief Emeka Anyaoku, with respect, who's talking about restructuring now. What did he do? He was Secretary General of the Commonwealth for how many years? I don't think he did anything for the Igbos. He left them high and dry. So Nnamdi Kanu should stop this Biafra thing and think as a Nigerian and work with his fellow Nigerians, who are my brothers, who are the Easterners, Southeast, South-South. Let's maintain peace in this country, because if we go to war now, what we are seeing in places like Syria, God forbid what will happen. You might think you have an upper hand, you'll be surprised. I'm praying that this war between North Korea and the US won't happen, because we are the underdogs. We are the ones who suffer. We are the ones who have not much development. Although we have brilliant people, pockets of them all around, but we'll be the ones to suffer. So my advice to Nnamdi Kanu is you should have a rethink. He has made his point. Now the next thing is for him to go to the National Assembly. What do you want to do for the Igbos? They have been productive. They have done all sorts of things in this country. See how you're going to develop Igbo land. What are the reparations you're going to give us, those who suffered during the Biafra War? That's all.
Yeah, I mean, different sections of the country, in fact, the leadership have called for restructuring. What is restructuring from your own perspective?
The only one I can agree with is the devolution of powers. That's where every state would have the control and use of its resources. And you can give some sum of tax to the center. But the other ones these politicians are calling for, I don't agree. I'm sorry. I've heard so many awkward suggestions about us going back to the regions. Which governor will give up his position to go and be under a fellow governor as the head of a region? Those were in those days. Now everybody has had the opportunity of becoming an authority unto themselves, a CEO of a state. And I'll tell them to go back to regions. No, I don't. You should go back to 1963 constitution. No. The best, which my dad agitated for when I was alive, is that we should have a sovereign national conference. Let all the 416 ethnic groups or tribal groups pick representatives. Let's use that National Assembly to agitate. There can be days they come, there can be days the National Assembly sits. Simple arrangement. But when you keep saying, I want restructuring, because what the Igbos want is, we want to be president anytime we call on it. Once we are qualified, everybody is qualified. Yorubas are qualified. I will give us the depth, the length and depth of intellectualism. And we have proven it world over. The Igbos have the business industrial acumen. They've picked up on intellectualism as well. The Hausas were given power by the British. But our own agreement is what we discuss and then form our own constitution. Not what we're doing now or using now. That constitution was formed by IBB and pushed it to Absalom to sign it. It's not a constitution, it's IBB and Absalom's constitution. So the fallacy is of this, we, the people of Nigeria. Nobody discussed Nigeria with any of them.
So you are of the opinion, based on what the president said, that Nigeria's unity is settled and not negotiable?
Well, for now it is settled until we discuss further.
So it is negotiable?
Of course it's negotiable. We have to negotiate. And I'm sorry to say, I blame the communications unit of the president. They put all these quagmires, which we're in now, in focus. The president was abroad. Yes, we know he has transmitted power, but you are still the elected president of people. You are allowing him visit all sorts of different, in quote, important people. We that elected him, he didn't have one voice to say anything to us. And when he eventually did, it was a tape-recorded message. And he spoke in Hausa. So what are the people around him doing? And the problem we're having now with this president, because I look at him as a starting point for Nigeria, for now until we discuss and form our own constitution. For the 16 years of rape which we had by the old party, the PDP, I'm not partisan in any way because I don't see any manifesto or any ideology with any of the two parties. Everybody decided, no. Let's do away with these people. Let's start with someone of integrity. And the man did well. He chose people of experience. Oh, you're an experienced governor. You know how to handle this. You're an experienced senator. But all of them now seems as if they don't know what they're doing. Maybe because they couldn't get in there and load their pockets quickly. They are men of experience. They are men who should know what to do. They are the ones putting Buhari in this problem he is in. And it's the politicians that are creating this divide, this North-South, Muslim-Christian divide. I'll give you an example. During Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's 6 years, there was no agitation for Biafra. There was no restructuring. And the so-called National Assembly, this Constituent Assembly, which Goodluck put together, where they brought in some suggestions, the 2014 thing. He did not see any logic or reason to put it in effect while he was there, despite the fact that he was the one that put it together. He left. You now want to impose it on another person. And those things, I'm sorry, that assembly was not the representation of Nigerians. We're about 191 million people now. I mean, the fellow who came from my state, I'm not even sure he has ever had the opportunity of speaking to a crowd of 20 youths, talk less of a community. You know, they just put all sorts of people, paid them money, and they came out with something, they should form 18 more states. I mean, it's ludicrous. So for us, we would negotiate when things are stable, but the National Assembly too should start working.
That we are very, very serious about corruption and reorganizing the economic institutions of the country.
Yeah, that takes us to the National Assembly. And the president has said that though there are legitimate concerns, the National Assembly and the National Council say that the legitimate and appropriate bodies for national discourse. I mean, based on the present National Assembly we have, would you say that this present members of the National Assembly will truly represent the interests of Nigeria?
With this crop, we're in trouble. With Saraki at the helms of affairs, we're in serious trouble. If not for political outplay of certain factors, Saraki should be in jail now because he has violated a major crucial dictate of the Constitution, which states that you must state your resources before you go in with the Code of Conduct Bureau. And you must also state it on your way out. He made a false declaration. That is tantamount to perjury. And he made it on an affidavit. So for that alone, he should be in jail. I don't know what politics transpired at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. I don't want to know. Because it's a give or take situation. Give, we do this, and then you take that. It was more or less, in my own view, gambling. But with Saraki at the helm of affairs, I know he's a lazy man. I know him well. I know of his antecedents in England. He was a doctor in England, all those places where his dad just managed to fit him in. So he'll have a record. If Nigeria was based on records of achievement, Saraki won't even be a senator, talk less of being a Senate president. But with that, a lot of people have told me to say, Mohammed, why is he paying you? The man was acquitted at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Are you saying you know better than that? So let's leave that now. Let's look at what the National Assembly will now do. Because if Saraki doesn't give the signal, Dogara won't move. And Dogara is in the pocket of Saraki. From the way we see everything, we're in trouble with the National Assembly. The whole 456 of them. So, well, what the president said is a very tall order, but I'm yet to see. There are so many laws there which they've not put in place. But laws that affect them, they can give 2-3 readings in less than a sitting and pass it quickly. So we're in trouble with the people we have elected at the Senate and at the Federal House of Reps. Now, as for the states, is the signal of the governor that the State House of Assembly look to. I'll give you an example. Oyo State, that man should be in handcuffs now. Ajimobi, he should have been impeached. He should be in jail now. All his assets should have been seized. That's a man that has single-handedly destroyed education in Oyo State. Lautech has been on strike now for, I think, 8 to 10 months. You have wrecked the lives of those young people. And when he went there, I'm the constitutional authority. You must still recognize me. She ni wanting tea school ni.
What we are saying, some of you, need little respect for constituted authority, no matter what. No matter what. Anybody will be 8 months of what? And you go not into school now. So what?
When I saw that, I said, oh my God. God, why did you do this to me? Why didn't you make me a student when this man said this rubbish? Then he will have understood what that statement means. And the implication of that statement, he should not have left that place alive. But our people, I'm sorry, because in our own time, we were in the military era. My dad was facing them legally. We were facing them physically. He would not have left that place alive. But you know, the kind of students we have now, maybe they are looking for settlement one way or the other. They're not thinking about their own future. He has finished what he has to do. He's a governor. Because of the reputation his father had, that's why he became a governor. His dad was one of the staunch Awo men. And they believed that, oh, what you see in the son, you can, what you see in the father, you can always see in the son. That's why I was elected. Otherwise, he's a worthless individual, as far as I'm concerned. He has wrecked that state. And until he makes amends, from the dreams I had about Oyo State and the future, until he makes amends, 10 generations behind that Ajibon Bobby name will continue to pay for it. That little mistake he has made now, within these 8 years, 10 generations will pay for what he has done. No investment in that state. Ibadan has become more like the old Yanokpaja Road, all those old muddy ways. What I will put in there is what still remains there. You go to one area, build a bridge of 2 kilometers. You give a speech, everybody hails you. You go back home. You go and settle who you want to settle. Oyo State people were those who, first of all, in Yoruba land, created the first established system of government, the old Oyo Mesi under the old Alaafin. So if he thinks he's outsmarting them, I feel very sorry for him. Because he can't run anywhere. Unless he's going to go to Lebanon, where his wife is from, and hide there. And until he decides he's not going to come back to Nigeria. I trust an average Oyo man. Let's leave that. Another person who is going to suffer the same fate is Oji Uzokalu, who wants to become president after destroying your own state. He's going to use half of his wealth to go back there and repair all the damage he has done, whether there's a serving governor or not. He doesn't do it, his name will be cursed in that place. But for the Southwest, we should stop this Oduar Republic nonsense. We are far more over and above that. Even if others are doing it, at least Awo has set us on a higher plane. We are good as advisors, we are good as nation builders, although we had a mistake which was Obasanjo, but we've had him, his come has gone. We lost the chance of making Awo president. We lost the chance of making Adeola president. Let's look to the future. We don't know who is coming next. But as for Buhari now, I think those who he has chosen should do their work. Particularly this very short man, Ngige, who is very arrogant. He talks to people as if they're your houseboys. Bankers should stop doing this, otherwise he will withdraw their licenses. It's a pity he didn't try it. He will have paid he will have paid damages with his entire life's inheritance. So he doesn't know the job. Remove him. The old man Adamu was maybe a secretary or a PAMSEC 1973 when they changed the currency. What is he still doing here? The man, the brain is so fried, I don't think he knows what 2.0 is now. That's what man should not be. That's one mistake Buhari made. Put into, look at this man too, Minister for Agriculture, for God's sake. Ogbe, what is Ogbe going to do that he didn't have the opportunity of doing when he was minister? Saraki Senior interviewed him as a minister when he was Senate leader. Saraki Junior again interviewed him again, 30-something years after. Come on. What's he looking for?
So, General, are you now calling a cabinet reshuffle? I'm calling
a cabinet cleansing. It's not a reshuffle. If you reshuffle, you remove him from this place, put him there. Cleansing. Adamu should go. He's more causing this ASU strike. And that ASU strike should not have come about. Here and Nenge, they should sack the two of them. They're not. And this man who we don't know whether he's dead or alive, Minister for Science and Technology, Onu, he just wears red cap, white cloth. Always thinking, well done. Good evening. He has not taken one step in that ministry. All I see that he has done, oh, please help us call the Japanese, let them help us come and educate us on this. Call the Germans, let them come and set this one up. What about the indigenous Nigerians, even your own Igbo people, who are so bad? There's a young man who has built a plane from scraps. What have you done to promote that young man? Nothing. So those men, let them go. The old ones, once they are above 70, let them go. I'm shocked that Bonfasho, who is the man I have so much love for, you got into the power ministry. The first thing you're talking about is we owe so much debt. Doesn't America owe debt? How many people have we paid? Even the debt, if you trace this debt, is from the income of Nigeria, not from the hands of those investors. You had an independent power plant in Lagos, which we all enjoyed. Why not create something like that in Abuja? You are the minister. Give a recommendation to the president. Sir, I think we should change the laws. Make a proposition to the National Assembly. Let the state provide its own electricity. And the center will take the tax. Period. Instead of getting there and telling us, investors, Disco, Genco, what's the business with Disco, Genco? I want to put on light and make sure there's light in my house. I want investors to come into this country and set up. Why do you think Singapore is developed? There's light. Malaysia is developed. There's light. South Korea that we used to give money. There's light. Far, millions of skyscrapers. That is what is developing, destroying our development here. There's no light. Obasanjo ate what he could eat. IBB ate what he could eat when he was a military head of state. We are still experiencing the same woes. And getting there telling us, oh, investors. What's my business with investors? So if you know you cannot do it, get the advice of the people. We have so many professors of electricity. We have so many professors of metallurgy. We have professors of petrology. Those ones who can tell you, this mineral in the soil can generate so much radiation. This can do this, that can do that. We can build our own turbines here. Not coming to tell us you owe somebody. Yes, even me, I owe money now. So, I mean, it was one I was shocked about most. But the rest, they've not proven themselves. They're the one making this president look bad. And now they're giving the so-called opposing party, the PDP party, all sorts of opportunity to say all sorts of nonsense. But I consider this man a new start. If we know to be serious, and those ministers know they want to work, this 1 year, I'm not counting the 2019, this 1 year from 2017 to 2019 is enough for them to change everything. They are all experienced men. They know what is happening. There's enough money to go around. Particularly this this trade and industry minister who helped MTN take out $13.9 billion out of this country. Now he's there, he's giving us a story and an economics lesson. It's sad. They should all have a rethink whether they want to serve this country or not. If not, Buhari should wipe everybody, and those we expected that will work. The young girl they put in finance is just keeping all sorts of. Anyway, I think Buhari should think about that seriously. I have 3 suggestions for him. One is the man who fled GTB, Adeola. Remove that young girl and put Adeola there. Please, we need competent people, not a young girl that will just be talking all sorts of economics and financial jargon. Someone who knows what it is to build a financial, a fiscal, and economic stable standpoint in this country. Get that girl out of the place and stop wasting everybody's time. If he knows it's serious, put someone like Adeola there. That's a man who set up a bank which has spread, and is still one of the first, I'll say one of the first 10 banks in Africa. Put him there as Minister for Finance. We need to get people who are cerebral, not because Amosu is a president, is my friend, president, this is my own quota. No, let's stop all that. All that gubernatorial quota has put us in this mess now. So we need competent people.
Welcome to First View Luxury Hotel. At First View Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit First View Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adeola off Saraki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 080-7578-7135 or 080-9990-0601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.firstviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. First View Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.